We have a lot of expectations going to New Orleans to play in the Sun Belt Conference Tournament. We had high expectations of this season. Things didn't go as smoothly as we wanted. I sum up this season by saying it wasn't as good as it should have been, we think, but it's a lot better than it could have been because we took a losing streak of 6 games in conference. A lot of teams would have folded. This team got back in the gym and said, whatever it takes, we're going to find a way to win. We've been winning ever since then. Some of those adjustments have been more consistency on rebounding. We haven't lost a war on the boards since we took that slide in losing. We've also learned to never take a play off as far as pushing the ball. That's our brand of basketball, is to push it up the floor. And so we've learned to never fall back from that. So the road to the conference tournament has not been as smooth as we wanted it to be, but I believe it has made us better. There's a big elephant in the room as far as we have lost the first game of the conference tournament the last couple of years. So getting over that it will be a big victory for us. We feel like after that happens, anything can happen in the tournament. We feel like we have just as good a shot as anybody there, but we need to get over that first game. I will say this, the last time we won a conference tournament game was against South Alabama. And so we have a good record against them in the tournament. So it's interesting. It's all kind of tangled up and going every which way, but basically the thing that has done a lot to turn this program around has been faith, and we go into this tournament with faith and confidence. And just as we're going to win the first game, we're also preparing to win and stay all the way through Saturday to Sunday and win the championship.
When was that win against South Alabama?
It was my first year here. So it would have been 4 seasons ago that we went and upset them in the conference tournament.
How much do you look at the field and just tell your girls that it's really anybody's game at this point? Because y'all played Arkansas State, even though you lost twice to them, you played them really tough, and even though they're the big dogs down there, and are your second round matchup possibly.
Well, of course, I'm a very optimistic person, optimistic coach, and so I usually think the best. But when I try to look at it objectively, I really only see one team that has a huge advantage over us at all, which is Arkansas State. And the reason I think they have an advantage over us is they start 5 seniors, and they have a senior-laden team. And that is huge. That is, good for them. They've brought it along. They've done it the right way. He's developed a team of seniors. But as far as any team, including them, we know we have the capabilities to do this. I mean, anybody who can score as many points as we do, you're never out of a tournament. Any night you might show up and score 100 points, and other teams might not can get there. So we're optimistic. We feel like taking it one game at a time. There's no team in here that's too much advantage for us to overtake.
You're the kind of team that's kind of the anomaly in this league. There's a lot of the best scoring defenses in this league. And given how officiating can change from game to game, how do you kind of keep your girls set and ready for a game that could potentially be in the 60s?
Well, as a coaching staff, I think we've made every adjustment that we can possibly make to take in account of a bad night or a slower game. I mean, we definitely adjusted our defensive game plan in this last round of conference and going into the tournament to try to set us up for success as far as fouling less, as far as being in more help side defense and staying down and having to play for 30 seconds. Some teams just want to wear us down every 30 seconds. They want to shoot the last 5 seconds of the shot clock, so we can't get the ball back soon. But as a coaching staff, I feel like we've taken precautions to be successful defensively. But of course, at game time, it is up to the team. And that's where I leave it, with a good feeling that Ashley Beverly Kelly and her crew behind her, our one senior and the crew behind her, we believe that they're just as determined as we are as a coaching staff, and that's a very good feeling.
Obviously, you guys rely a lot on your lone senior. We know she can score. Is there anyone else you think that maybe you're going to need to really step up in this tournament? Any one of your girls that you see that might have to carry a little bit of that load that ABK carries a lot?
Well, the best person in transition, the one that's been most consistent throughout the conference, running the wing, is Arjaya Saunders. And I believe she's averaged maybe 17 points in the last several games. She scored a lot of points for us too, so offensively she's important. But really the sleeper of the whole thing is there's two players on our starting lineup that people have been playing off of, which is Kristen Emerson, because people have seen her as strictly a rebounder or a defensive player. Kristen Emerson and Amanda Mendoza. Amanda has not been taking as many shots lately, but I believe she does lead the conference or close to the leading the conference in three-point percentage. So we've got to draw those two, their offensive capabilities out, and then it makes it easier for the other three starters, Caitlin, Arjaya, and Ashley Beverly Kelly to score.
Been playing the last few games without Lateya Filsamy. Is she going to be ready, and how do you work her back into the rotation? Because you've won the last few games without her being
Yes.
able.
And it's interesting because Lateya had an excellent game the last time we played against South Alabama. While she was in there, I don't think they really had an answer for her. She was really strong. She got rebounds and offensive putbacks. So we would really like to have her back for this game. We're still not 100% sure at this point. We're trying to get her back in the game, but we're not sure. And you asked me the question, how do we work her in? If she's healthy enough to play, she'll go right back in there. It's not like we're holding her out for any reason, waiting to see. If the trainers, if our medical staff feels she's ready to go back in, immediately she'll go in and try to get some offensive rebounds and putbacks for us.
How much do you try to talk to your team? Obviously, we're in March Madness now. It is officially March. Seeds don't matter. Teams playing against you, higher seed, lower seed, whatever. How exciting is that to preach to the girls on your team that, hey, it's wide open from here on out. You know, we control everything in front of us.
Exactly. Well, the underdog spirit is all we know. That's how we fought. And so we just want to take that into this tournament. Every single team we play, whether they're a higher seed or lower seed than us, we want to go at it like we're the underdog and we have that fighter spirit, and we just hope to do it every possession for 40 minutes for 3 games.
Do you think you're ready for a tournament, having been battle tested and playing so many close games there throughout conference play?
Yes. At the beginning of conference, we were losing some of those close games that really concerned me. And we were losing some of those, and it was immediately getting back to the film room and seeing why we lost them and breaking everything down. The second half of conference, we've won a lot of really close games, and I think that's great momentum going in. It's a great confidence builder because there are going to be those moments in this conference tournament where, you know, it's a really close game that comes down the stretch. On the other hand, South Alabama, I believe they're nine times. They have come within 3 possessions at the end of the game. They won a game. So he is a very good end of game situation coach. He won a couple against us already. So the first game is just gonna be incredible. I do think it's gonna be a very close game, and both teams have shown a lot of success at winning close ones at the end lately.
Obviously, everyone knows that this is a tournament game, conference tournament game, but it's also Troy versus USA, which is a good rivalry as well. How much do you want your girls to think about that or avoid thinking about it as Troy versus USA other than just it's a conference game we must win, conference tournament game?
Well, before we run out of the locker room, of course, we wanted to feel that rivalry and feel that pride that we want to be the winners in the state. We want to be the best. But once they get on the floor, it's just about matchups and the game plan and playing with heart.
Lakefront Arena, does it remind you of anywhere else in the Sun Belt sans the weird floor?
Yeah, the floor is just really different. There's no other floor we play on like it. The way they have the floor painted is beautiful. They do such a good job in the Sun Belt Conference Tournament, but it's very different. As far as the arena, I'm trying to see what I would compare it to. Not quite sure who I would compare it to. It's a beautiful new arena. It's a beautiful arena. I'm very proud. It's from my home state in Louisiana, and they did a good job in that arena. It's a fun place to play.